for. And they done gave the wrong bitch money on my mama. On my mama. Diamond held her own. Wigs. That face was like Emmett.
Guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. This video is going to be about Zeus Network possibly getting sued by Emmett Till's family for airing a derogatory statement from one of the cast members on the TV show. So let's get straight into it. Grab your popcorn, grab your snacks, your drinks, whatever you need to grab, and give the video a thumbs up on your way out. If you guys do not know what's going on, recently there was a cast members on the Zeus network of the show called Baddies named Summer, and Summer was fighting with one of the other cast members, and after she got done fighting with them, she made a comment saying that one of them looked like Emmett Till, basically referring to the fact that their face was beaten like the way Emmett Till's face was beaten.
That bitch face was like Emmett Till. Go re-instruct your.
Not a lot of people know Emmett Till, so if you do not know who Emmett Till is, Emmett Till was a 14-year-old African-American boy who was brutally murdered in 1955, which became a very big pivotal moment in the American civil rights movement, and he was killed in Mississippi. A lady by the name of Carolyn Bryant accused Emmett Till of whistling at her, making noises, and making sexual connotations towards her. She went back to her husband and his friends, and they basically took Emmett Till up. They beat him brutally. They shot bullets through his head. They cut out his tongue and put it all the way towards his chin area. They gouged out his eyes, and then they killed him. That was the final act. They basically tortured this 14-year-old boy, and the mother was so devastated by the situation, but at the same time the mother wanted to show the world what it's like to be a black person in this country, so she decided to make sure that the casket was opened and not closed to spread awareness. Miss Summer took it upon herself to say that one of the cast members' faces looked like Emmett Till right after her and her other group of friends fought the other girls, and it caused a big controversy and a big backlash. Now, before I get deeper into the situation, last two times that I have made videos on Baddies and Zeus Network and Natalie and them, people always want to come commenting on those videos talking about not everything is about colorism, because nothing's wrong with this network. It's like everything that I say is literally clicking one by one by one by one. I've literally talked about Summer in 2 of those videos, and if you have not watched those videos, I'm going to put them either in the description box or in the comment section down below. Where did this person pop up and stuff like that? It's because they dangle different amounts of money over these girls' head.
But also the reunion, they pay for every time you get on camera.
Oh, okay.
So I got paid for the reunion also.
You guys do not know who Summer is. Summer came on the last season of Baddies Midwest. People liked her in the very beginning, but she became hated really quickly because Summer could not mind her business. She could not stay out of people's business. She was always running her mouth, and Summer could not fight. A lot of the people used to ask, why is Summer always in people's business? Why is Summer so ghetto and loud and ignorant and always wants to be seen on TV? You know why? Because Natalie, Nunn, and Zeus and them are dangling different amounts of money over their heads and telling them, if you do this, you'll get paid this much. With this season of Baddies Midwest with Summer, how many times have they threatened to send Summer home? How many times have they said that Summer is a nuisance? How many times have they said that Summer is disruptive? You still see Summer in each and every episode. You know why? Because Summer brings in the rating, brings in the views. I have talked about how Natalie Nunn uses money to dangle it over these girls' heads and tell these girls that if they do certain things, that they get paid certain amounts of money. If they fight with certain people, they get certain amounts of money. Throughout those 2 examples, I brought up Summer because I said it in those last videos that Summer is very rowdy. Summer does not know how to stay out of people's business, and she's very ignorant. That's bad for business. Having someone like Summer on any network, is bad for business. If I'm telling you that having somebody like Summer on Baddies is bad for business, then that should let you know she's just not good TV. Question that I have to arise is, why did that part get aired on the show? Why did Zeus think that it was acceptable to air that certain part on the show? I know they went through the edits. I know they went through the whole footage. Why did they feel the need to air it on the show? So they were met with a lot of backlash from the fans, even from Emmett Till's family. They ended up speaking up, and basically Zeus went and sent out a long apology Summer, the cast member who made the comment, sent out a long apology, and then Zeus ended up editing that part out. And honestly, I'm just sitting here looking like, it's too late. We already saw it. You know what I mean? Just goes to show, like I said before, that Summer is very ignorant. Like I say all the time, who allows Summer to be ignorant? Summer has been making dirty remarks and horrible, distasting remarks for another season now. Last season, Summer was basically making remarks about Slim's dead parent. Meanwhile, Summer claims that both of her parents died. Why would you make remarks about someone that is deceased? Who knows? Then when she was a judge at one of the auditions, one of the people that was auditioning got shot, and everybody was having a sympathy moment for the girl, and Summer took it upon herself to yell out that that girl was lying, and if she got shot it's because she tried to set somebody up. She doesn't feel bad for her, and everybody was like looking at Summer sideways like, where are you getting that from? And she didn't even have proof. She literally was just saying, you a setup B, you a setup B, this and that. And it got to the point where Rolly had to beat the hell out of her because she would not keep quiet.
I'm from gun violence, here's the scar to prove it, and still embracing
Where
my
you get
scar
shot
like
by?
him. I was an innocent bystander at a pool party.
Bitch, you know you set a nigga up next. Summer.
Number 3, Summer literally jumped in the situation with Rolly and Slim. The situation with Rolly and Slim had nothing to do with her at all. But she literally jumped in line to antagonize him and to basically beat on Slim when Rolly already came and beat on Slim prior to. And number 4, Summer was accused of peeing on the baddies bus, and she was also accused of destroying the whole bus in the back. And they literally threatened to get her kicked off the show, but we kept seeing her more and more and more, and she kept getting worse and worse and worse. Now all of a sudden she made this Emmett Till joke and everybody is up in arms way, when we been told Zeus that we don't want Summer. We've been telling Zeus we do not want Summer coming back for another season, and she just so happened to go to Baddies Africa. And I'm gonna be real, when the show first aired, because the first episode of Baddies Africa aired about a week ago, and when the show first aired, I wasn't gonna watch it. I was like, because I know I told you guys that I was gonna watch it because they're going to Africa and I'm from Africa, but I wasn't really gonna watch it like that. I didn't really have a reason to. I don't know, I just wasn't really driven to watch it when it first aired. But what made me watch it is that I was seeing everybody talk about the comment that Summer made on the episode. So I was like, okay, let me go watch this because I have to see what's going on. And I was able to capture it and watch it before Zeus edited it out. But as I was watching it, I could not stand to think for 1 second, why did Zeus allow that? And it goes back to what I said before in my old video with Natalie. Natalie does not care, and having somebody like Natalie on Baddies and Lemmy and them on Baddies is that they do not care about black people. They do not care about the black experience. When you have a boss like Natalie who makes negative remarks towards black people, who think of black people in a negative manner, and who think that she's a white woman at heart, those type of situations are going to be allowed. And the only reason why Zeus stepped in is because Emmett Till's family basically decided that they were going to sue them, and Zeus was not messing with that, so they stepped in quick, fast, and in a hurry. And also because they got so much backlash from the viewers, the audience, and everybody that was watching the TV. Even people who didn't even watch the show I saw were angry. It started a whole conversation about when is enough with Baddies. I think enough should have been enough when Summer came on the first season. She should have been kicked out of the show a long time ago. But like I said, with Natalie, it's the opposite. She wants you to be rowdy. She wants you to be too much. She wants you to fight and act and look the food, and she does not care how black women are perceived on TV. She doesn't care how black women are perceived on TV. And when I was talking about it in my last video, I had people in the comment section trying to knock me down, trying to basically some people were getting so angry that I was calling Natalie out, basically saying that that's her past and I need to get over it. Some people even told me that I was triggered by light skins and stuff like that, and people were purposely missing the point that I was trying to make. And Summer literally just came and Summer came and basically proved my point. It started a whole new controversy on TikTok because some people did not know who Emmett Till was. And I'm not knocking anybody who do not know who Emmett Till is, but I'm just saying that if you are a black American and you are over the age of 20, you should know who Emmett Till is. I know a lot of the times in today's generation, schools are not really teaching black history like they're supposed to be anymore. But at the same time, there's just certain things you have to know, y'all.
Do y'all think Zeus gonna get shut down because of what Summer said? So they might be canceling Summer for good now with this little clip of the baddie little thing I've been seeing. So Summer was telling somebody that they face looked like Emmett Till. Allegedly, Emmett Till is a SA victim. The girl was only 14. And they was like, they don't know why would Summer even say that, because that is not something that you would even bring up. And now that she's going to be canceled because she's basically a liability, because not one only is she just very destructive and very unpredictable. Now Zeus edited it and then put that out. And now the family probably has to re-see that and rehear about that. You know what I'm saying? So they was basically saying, like, we already watched Black women degrade each other, talk about each other, and beat each other on camera, right? And that's already going back to, you know, our previous things that we've been through in the past history.
She of many people are what's the problem in today's society, because whenever a situation happens, everybody wants to jump on social media for clicks and views and to gain revenue from the story when they have no idea what they're talking about and give their unsolicited opinion. She was completely wrong about the events that happened at Emmett Till. She even called Emmett Till a girl. And so a lot of people on the internet was correcting her and letting her know, like, you need to delete this video. Your information is inaccurate. And this was her response to the backlash that she received.
I feel like all y'all should really shut the up. Bitch, don't nobody care who the Emmett Till is.
After she made that comment, she then laughed and said that she was just playing, which I do not find nothing funny about that. I didn't even laugh at all. And she got even more backlash. And then she came back and tried to make an apology video.
I just want to publicly say that I am sorry about the things that I said, and I was wrong.
So, as a Black woman, you didn't know your history about who Emmett Till was. Then, when people made a video responding to you not knowing who Emmett Till was, you said you don't give a fuck about who Emmett Till is, and now you on here apologizing. I am nobody to judge you, but I am going to give my opinion. What the is going on through your head? You sat there, you made a video, you posted the video. I'm sure you looked at it a few times, and when you got your first few comments, that's when you realized that what you said was wrong. Y'all lads be on here playing. Y'all be playing. You playing like ain't no way.
And if you do not know what's going on, I will advise you to just stay out of it. But to come on the internet and say, oh, not everyone know who Emmett Till is, and this and that and that it is, it just is so ignorant and it's so counterproductive, because it basically takes away from the point that we are trying to get across. At the end of the day, you might not know who Emmett Till is, but Summer knew who Emmett Till was. There is a reason why Summer came and made that comment towards one of the cast members after she fought her, and she deemed her face to be messed up. So therefore, Summer in some way, shape, form knew who Emmett Till was. So for people to be getting on the internet talking about, oh, I don't even know why you guys are getting mad, because how are we supposed to know who Emmett Till is? And people are trying to educate you on who Emmett Till was, and you're basically making jokes talking about, I don't care, this and that. It is so ignorant and it's counterproductive to everything that we stand for. So it even got to the point, y'all, where the lady who accused Emmett Till of basically giving her the eyes and whistling at her, she literally wrote in a book that she lied right before she died in 2023. So there are points that proved out that she did lie about him whistling at her. He did not whistle at her. He did not make any sexual advances towards her. She literally just did that just because she wanted to do that. A perfect example to bring up, like I said in my last video, is that when one of the cast members, Gretchen, said the N-word, instead of her being kicked off of the show for making a comment like that, Zeus decided to keep Gretchen throughout the whole entire season and have Gretchen fight Jayla throughout the whole entire season, and even allow Gretchen to make it to the reunion. When Gretchen should have been kicked off the show for saying the N-word after they told her that she cannot say the N-word because she's not Black, but she continued to say it over again. At that point, Natalie should have went up to Nemi and been like, I'm done. I don't want her on my show. She's disrespecting the Black girls. But did they do that? No, because like I said before, Zeus does not care about Black women. Zeus did not care about Black history. They're all about making money. They all like shock value. They just did not think that this would get out of hand. They didn't think that this would get big like that. And honestly speaking, this situation, like we all know, majority of us know that Summer is a lunatic, and majority of people with sane heads. And I'm just gonna be completely honest, I don't care what anybody has to say at this point in time. Because when I talk about Summer, I have people in my comments saying, I don't care if you like Summer. That's my girl. I like Summer. This and that. And it's like, okay, but at this point in time, with everything that we have seen from Summer on our TV screens, because when it panned to the next episode, Summer stole somebody's purse in that same first episode after she called them Emmett Till. She stole one of the girls' purses, and then when you see her in the next episode, she threw somebody's Rolex inside the water and told them to go catch it when they asked for it back. If you sit here and you tell me Summer is still your girl and you don't care and this and that, please do not watch me, okay? Because at this point, it's no longer about TV. It's no longer about entertainment. This girl is being ignorant to somebody's family. I can't even imagine what Emmett Till's mom have to go through to see people purposely make a mockery out of her son after these horrific events that he encountered, just for this lady to come back years later and write in a lousy ass book that he did not do it. Summer was as educated with Black culture as she should have been, because maybe Summer knows about certain things, but Summer, like I said before, is so ignorant that she does not care about what comes out of her mouth, for real. And like I said, the fact that they keep advancing her to new seasons make her really don't care, because in her head, she's so stupid and she doesn't know how to process things correctly. She's telling herself, okay, if I did ABCD on last season of Baddies and they brought me back for a whole nother season despite everyone telling them not to bring them back, then maybe I need to turn it up a notch. Like, maybe I could continue to be ignorant and be myself and turn it up a little notch. And that is the reason why she made the comment. But if Summer was educated on Black history, she would have known that that comment was not going to lead her nowhere but unemployed. Because I don't know if you guys remember, back in February 19 of 2013, Future made a song called Karate Chop and it featured Lil Wayne. And guys, I literally remember it like it was yesterday, because I'm gonna be real with y'all, Lil Wayne and J. Cole, those are my favorite rappers. Lil Wayne and J. Cole. Lil Wayne first, J. Cole second. And when Karate Chop came on and it got to Lil Wayne's verse, I was so excited to hear Lil Wayne's verse. I remember it as clear as day. I was so excited to hear Lil Wayne's verse. And then Lil Wayne made a comment saying, beat that pussy up like Emmett Till. I remember, even before it got out of hand, even before the controversy really landed, I remember hearing that verse and thinking to myself, ooh. Like, I literally side-eyed it and I was like, ooh, this ain't it. Like, you know, and I remember I was just like, this is not it. Like, this is not it. Like, I fuck with Wayne. I like Wayne a lot. But this ain't it. You know what I mean? And I just didn't even know how to feel about the song no more. Because I just kind of felt like, damn, this song is so good. If you guys remember when Karate Chop came on, it was such a catchy song with Future's ad-libs and his chorus and stuff. And then Lil Wayne came and his verse was really nice, you know. But when he made that comment saying, beat that pussy up like Emmett Till, it kind of made me feel away. Because I'm like, come on now. Like, you know what happened to Emmett Till. You are an influence to the Black community at this point in time in your life. This is when Lil Wayne's career was still popping. You are big influence to the Black community. Why would you make this comment? And literally right after I thought that in my head, it was a whole controversy online. I was not happy that Lil Wayne made the comment, and it got to the point where they had to go back and revisit the song and revise the song, to the point where now when you hear Karate Chop and you hear Lil Wayne's verse, he literally just says, beat that pussy up like and I remember being like, okay, yes, like this is better. I don't know why he made that comment. Like, that is so ignorant and rude to the family. And I remember the big controversy behind it, and I remember how everyone was angry at Wayne and people were calling Wayne out. That's what the situation with Summer reminded me of. But what Summer has to understand is that the times are so different now than they are back then, okay? Not even just me. We can say whatever we want about Natalie, but Natalie knows the times that we are in now. Like, she is very smart when it comes to that. She knows the times that we are in now, and she knows what we will accept, and she knows what we would not accept as viewers and watchers of the show. Natalie Nunn knows that she cannot come around on the show and talk anyhow and say ignorant things that she used to say when she was on Bad Girls Club and get away with it. She knows that she will be expeditiously canceled, and she knows that we would get her out of here, especially considering the fact that Natalie is treading on light ice. Like, she's treading on really light ice, because we already feel some type of way about the stuff that she said back then. But even going back to Natalie Nunn, there is a reason why she could say stuff like that back then. So why would Summer come and make that comment? I don't even know. Like, I don't know what she thought would happen. But like I said, that's the problem. Like I said in my last videos about baddies and Zeus as a whole, a lot of these people are casting people that are so hungry for money that they will come to the show and do anything for views, do anything for a check, and literally sell their soul. Natalie and Lemmy have no problem exploiting these women. A lot of these uneducated black women who will literally be only able to see fame for a couple of seasons before they are fired like Summer or kicked off the show. And next thing you know, they have ran through all their money and they are begging and going on live and telling people, tag Natalie, tag Zeus in them so I can get back on the show, because they ran through all their money because the money was good and they thought that it was gonna come forever. And that's just it. Like, that's just a synopsis of the whole thing. And that is the reason why a lot of these women, a lot of our black women, instead of getting ready to go to college now, they want to go on baddies. They want to go to baddies audition. They want to audition for baddies, knowing that it will probably only be 3 people out of the whole auditions of you guys that will get picked for the show. Then after they pick those 3 girls, they will exploit them and make them act the fool for money. And the people who are not acting too crazy enough for money will get kicked off the show. And the ignorant people like Summer will continue to stay on the show. That is another reason why Rolly gets to come back every single year. Another reason why Rolly gets to come back every single year is because she adds shock value. And not only does Rolly add shock value, Rolly knows way too much about the network. She knows all the dirty secrets about the network, and they know that if they let Rolly go, she's gonna sing like a canary, because Rolly cannot keep her mouth shut when she falls out with people. Those are the reason why these girls continue to come back season after season after season. And Zeus really did their big one, allowing Summer to make the comment Emmett Till and to keep it there. It goes to show you how much Zeus is not worried about getting canceled. They think that they are untouchable. They think that they can do whatever they want and get away with it, because we come back. I'm gonna say I'm gonna blame myself. We come back for every season. Not me, I don't pay for the Zeus subscription. I'm not gonna lie, me no pay for Zeus subscription, but every one of us come back as a whole and continue to watch the show and entertain this stuff. This, like, baddies need to be canceled. And people keep saying baddies is not gonna get canceled and this and that, but nobody never thought that Bad Girls Club was gonna get canceled. When I used to watch Bad Girls Club as a viewer, I never in a million years thought that Bad Girls Club was gonna get canceled. It literally only takes one mess up, y'all. One huge mess up for them to literally be canceled. Whether they want to do it or not, they will get canceled. It only takes one mess up, and they are treading on very thin ice, okay? I hope that this Emmett Till situation was very big for them, and I hope that they really saw this as an eye-opener and they be very more careful with which girls they allow on the show. Also, one of the other girls, Dolly, I don't know if I was tripping while I was hearing it, and you guys let me know if I'm tripping, but I feel like when Summer made the comment that one of the girls looked like Emmett Till, Dolly was co-signing her. And then there was also tweets that when the actual day that the show aired, not the day that the actual day that they filmed, not the day that the show aired, that Dolly was on Twitter basically co-signing Summer, saying, yeah, she did look like Emmett Till. So if Summer is going to be fired, Dolly needs to be fired as well. Then Dolly took it to her social media and said that she never said that, and people are lying on her, and this and that and that and this. But like I said, if Dolly said that, and they would know if Dolly said that, they filmed that day, they would know if Dolly said that. Considering how big this controversy is, they would know. They have the footage, okay? The first episode literally just aired. They are not gonna delete the raw footage of everything that happened just yet. If they go back and they heard that Dolly made the comment too, Dolly needs to be fired too. Because Dolly has no personality outside of Summer. As reckless and crazy as Summer is, we cannot lie and say that Summer doesn't have a personality of her own. A very unique personality of her own. No matter whether you like Summer or not, Summer has her own personality. Can we say the same for Dolly? Dolly literally follows behind Summer, and she has developed her whole personality. And it's so tacky. So she needs to be kicked off too. You guys, y'all give me y'all thoughts and y'all opinions of this situation. I already know, because every time I do a video on Zeus as a whole, baddies, Natalie, Rolly, people get up in arms way, people get angry. I don't know what it is, bro. Like, we have to stop defending BS. Like, when it's BS, bro, we have to call it BS. Like, it's not everything that you defend just because it's y'all's favorites. And if it is y'all's favorites, why can't you guys take responsibility and be like, she's my favorite, but she messed up? Just like how I did with Wayne when I heard that verse. I literally said, I mess with Wayne, but he messed up. Why don't y'all know how to take responsibility or accountability for y'all's favorites? Like, not everything needs to be a debate. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and Summer should have never had Emmett Till's name in her dirty mouth. I'm sorry. Y'all, that's pretty much it. You guys leave your thoughts and your opinions down below, and y'all need to stop sleeping on me when I call something out, because I know what I'm saying, okay?